Hi everybody. Today I wanted to share with you my craft room. And if you are interested, hang in there with me and hopefully I can get through this video pretty quickly and give you a glimpse of my workspace. So I'm standing in the doorway and I'm facing a wall that, as you can see, has a lot of stuff on it. It's a pretty busy wall, and that's probably the busiest wall that I have in my craft room. But I'm going to turn around here so I can show you the door where I came in, and over there I've got a wall sconce, and then I've got a matching one on that side, and then next to that I've got this bookcase, and it's just filled with beautiful things from my friends and from swaps that I've been in. And I got that bookcase from IKEA, and it's not even big enough. I really should have a bigger one. I actually wish this room was filled with antique furniture, but I had to go with something that was a little bit more affordable. So it does serve the purpose. You know, it's got room on it, but just not enough. As you can see, I have already outgrown this thing, and some of the things that you'll see on this shelf, I've done videos of. Some things I haven't. Because I was crafting long before I started doing videos, and so you'll notice at the top I did a video of that, the book that's in that box up there, and then this beautiful heart that's hanging here, the 3 hearts, that's from my sweet friend Sherry. And then this shadow box frame up there is from my sweet friend Aljean. And there's just so many things in here. I can't possibly point out everything that everybody gave me. There is a little sewing book right there that's from Debbie. And I believe this egg was from Karen. And there's a mini album that's from Sherry. And I think I've got some ATCs down there, maybe one from Paige and a few from Debbie. But so many pretty things that everybody has given me. So just to give you a quick look at some of the things. And then these 2 doors here go into my closet, and this was a picture that I picked up at Tuesday morning, and this was not part of it. That's what the picture looks like. And this wreath is made out of bay leaves, and it smelled so good when I first got it, but I just thought it was so pretty and I just hung it there. And then I have a wall hanging right here. Got a lot of pockets in it. It's got some vintage gloves hanging here, and I've even got a little bird down here with a bird nest. And then over here I've got just a place where I keep some cards from friends hanging on that little board. And then I keep a stack of trunks right here, and I use those trunks for storage. And the one on the top was from Sherry. We actually the first time we did a swap together, this was part of what she gave me, and it's just so full of so many pretty things in there, and I just always keep it open and on display right there. And then I've got a chair in here, and then we're back to the wall where I have a lot of pretty things over there. And as you'll notice, most of my room doesn't have supplies out. I keep most of the supplies, in drawers and cabinets, and that's what all of these are for. So I can put all that stuff away, and that way I have more room to put out the things that I really like to look at. So I'll take you a little bit closer, and some of the things you've actually seen me do videos of, so I won't go over those things again. And this figurine right here was something that I bought myself years ago, and I just thought she was so pretty, the lady at the piano. And then this is a fabric book that I never did a video of, and it's actually a family fabric book. It has pictures of my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, myself, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter in it. And it's a gift that I'm going to pass down to my granddaughter when she's old enough to take care of it. So I hope she'll enjoy it one of these days. And then I think you saw the video of the dish full of doilies from Sherry. And the dogs, the loving dogs back there, were from my mother. And and just lots of different things. There's things over here from swaps, like this pretty heart right here is from Virginia, and then this pretty tassel back here is from Terry, and this is you already saw a video of my mini doily book, and then I have a I think it's called a sushi roll that's from Sherry. I also made some of the fabric perfume bottles, and I didn't get to do a video of them because I had such a bad cold and I couldn't talk. But this is one of the perfume bottles that I made, and I'll take it over to the light and maybe you can see the beading that's on all of the leaves. So it has a lot of beadwork on there, and so that was one of them that I made. And then there's one more that I made tucked in here, and this one's covered with lots of pearls and bridal appliques. And I pointed out my little teapot light there, and I think you all have seen the video of my pretty lady on her heart chair. And then I have a little baby dress that I picked up at an antique store there. And this little suitcase, I picked this up from Hobby Lobby. It was actually on clearance, and I just altered it, and I store some of my bling in there. And then I have another fabric doily book there. And then I have these shadow box shelves on the wall. There's one there, and there's also one over there by that table by the Christmas tree. And then on this side of the desk is where I usually sit, and I have drawers on this side. And if you notice, on the other side I have cabinets. And I got all of this furniture from IKEA, except for the tops. The tops are from the Container Store, and so are those two carts over there. They are from the Container Store. And years ago, when I first started crafting, that was my workstation. It was this top on top of those two units. So in place of these, I used those. And I could just easily take it down and put it in the closet whenever I needed to, because I was using a spare bedroom for my craft room, and I would just set my work table up in front of the window. And if we were going to have company, then I could just take it apart and put it in the closet, and it would, be out of sight and out of the way. Well, eventually, I outgrew that room, so I had to go out and buy furniture to store all the things that I was buying for my crafting. So that's why I ended up with more IKEA furniture in here. And then these two tables here are from Hobby Lobby, and it's two tables that are pushed back to back. And then I had a glass cut to put on the top so that I could have more, workspace if I needed it. And then back here in this little niche, I have another trunk. It's a larger trunk, and I made that little doily throw on top of it out of doilies, and then I put the pillow on top there. And then I have my television there, and I have some more things, pretty things on top on the shelf up above the television. And then here's another thing I wanted to point out to you is this little cart. I picked this up at the Container Store also, and I needed a place to store all of my laces because they were kind of all over the place. I had some in drawers here and then some in drawers across the room, and they were just, it was just so hard to find my laces, and I wanted a way to put them all together. So this is what I came up with, and it works for me. It will work until I outgrow it. So I made all of these little card holders out of chipboard, and I started out making them with this pretty little scallop top, and then the other end is just, straight. And it was taking too much time to cut that out of chipboard, so I changed and just switched over and made both ends just straight. And, and it works just fine. It's perfect. And it took me a little while to make all of those cards. I was working on that for months, so whenever I was between projects, I would just make a few cards. And so I have just about filled it. There's more room on the bottom in the back to add a few more cards of laces, but I think I've got quite a few laces now, so don't think I need to buy any more laces. So that is pretty much it. That is my room, and I'll give you a look into the closet, and it's just used for more storage, of course. I'll start at the top, and I've got just some books, some old stamps, and things I don't use very often, which are at the top, and most of those boxes are empty, and then more boxes and some old teddy bears, and then more storage boxes there. And then here I have these cubes that I got from Michael's to store my 12 by 12 papers and paper pads, and then these two boxes here are for my smaller paper pads and ephemera and stuff like that. And then I've got a jacket and a step stool and my sewing machine. And then this dresser here belonged to my son. It was the baby dresser that I had for my son, my first son. And after we didn't need it anymore for baby clothes, I used to sew a lot back then, and so I kept my fabrics in it. And so I've just hung on to it all these years, and I still use it for fabric. And now I have my crafting fabrics in there, so it's full of fabric still. And then I've got more boxes for storage, and my iron is there, and I have a light box there. And this little blue strap that's hanging here, these scissors, this belonged to my mother. She used to be a quilter, and she always wore these around her neck. So I just have them hanging there. And then here, this little container has buttons, and this is my crocheting basket, and I have more bling in that plastic container there. And these two plastic units here, I got those at Hobby Lobby, and the tubs, each of the little tubs, they slide out, and when you buy these, they come with lids, but I took all of the lids off because it was too much trouble to, you would have to pull the whole thing out to open it. And this way, if I don't, you know, I can just hold it and get what I need out and slide it back in. So it's much better without the lids on it. Also, I made all of these little boxes that are in here because it helps me to keep things organized. And so this one here is full of all of my metal embellishments, like bead caps and charms and filigree and stuff like that. And the one back there is full of beads. And so, yeah, it took me a minute to make all of those boxes that are in there, but it was so worth it because now it's much more organized. And also, there's everything in here is in bags, and normally it's not like that. I don't have anything bagged, but I bagged it because we're getting ready to move, so I've already started doing some of my packing. And then this little cart here is also from the Container Store, and I use that to keep all of my flowers in it, as you can see. And it works perfectly. I love it for my flowers. And I have them sorted pretty much by color, you know, the lighter colors, and then pink, and then it just gets darker as it goes down. And these baskets, they pull out, and you can remove the whole basket and just carry it over to your work desk. And if you want to, it's on wheels, so you can roll the whole thing over to your desk if you need to. So it really works good for my flowers because the baskets are deep. And it wouldn't work for the laces because, you know, I wouldn't want to have to pull each little thing out, each little basket out to look at the laces. The other one works better, I think, for laces. And then this container here, this box is full of wedding appliques, and then I've got trims and tassels and fringe stuff down there, and then sewing supplies in the bottom. And that is it. That is pretty much the closet. So as I mentioned, we're moving, so I'm gonna have to break this stuff down and pack it all up, and so I wanted to go ahead and do this video. And I was gonna do the video just for myself, so I would have something to go back and look at. But then I thought, well, you know, there might be somebody out there that's interested in seeing my workspace, so I'll go ahead and do a video and share it. So yeah, it's going to take me a little bit to pack up all this stuff in here. And so I've got to get to it. I've got to get busy because we're gonna have to get out of here pretty quick. So, and it's not because we have to get out. I shouldn't have said it like that. We're moving and we have to get the house on the market, and so I've got to get this room fixed so that it looks okay. You know, I can't have people coming in with kids and going over and touching things. And I mean, it's almost like a booby trap. You touch one thing and something comes falling down, and before you know it, it's all broken. So, you know, you just have to be smart about it and pack things up and put them away so that they'll be safe. So I have to get busy and get started doing that. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching my videos and everybody that's subscribed to me. I'm so appreciative and blessed to have so many followers. And I know it's not a huge number of followers, but it's huge to me. It's more than I ever would have expected. So I'm so grateful to all of you for having an interest in my crafts. So, and thank you so much for all of your lovely comments. You guys make me feel so welcome into the crafting world. So, Christmas just passed. That's why the Christmas tree is up. And I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And I also pray that you all have a blessed New Year. And hopefully I won't be gone too long. Please don't give up on me. I'll be back. I just don't know. It may take a couple of months before I'm back to making videos and crafting. So hang in there for me, guys, and I'll be back. So take care, and I'll hope to talk to you soon. Bye.